91.5 WBIM presents the Saturday Night Soundtrack. Whoever you're with, wherever you're going, whatever you're doing, don't stop. Just turn us up. Coming to you live from the campus of Bridgewater State University. We are your destination for commercial-free classic rock to power your nights. Zeppelin, Rolling Stones, Van Halen, Aerosmith, Beatles, Eric Clapton, Pink Floyd, The Who, U2, AC/DC, Tom Petty, Allman Brothers, Ozzy, Neil Young, and hundreds more. Take us along wherever you go with the Livestream.com app in the iTunes and Google Play stores. So go get some food in the belly and gas in the tank as BSU's Alumni Saturday rocks on. The Saturday Night Soundtrack with Rob Hicks, Jarrod Barbetta, and Steve Rimmer begins now on Bridgewater's own 91.5 WBIM.
It is 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday Night Soundtrack's underway for another week. Welcome to it. Rob Hicks, Jarrod Barbetta, Steve Rimmer. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. How's everybody?
We're good.
How's your equalizer out there? Is it still doing good?
Well, I don't know. Do I sound okay?
You sound fine.
Okay, it's good then.
The only week that you started off sounding terrible was the week that you apparently had some microphone that made it sound like you were in the closet.
Yeah, I think that's that one over there.
And then as soon as somebody, apparently
I came out of the closet.
Oh, good. Good. That's good.
Yeah.
Apparently other people feel the same way, which is why it looks like it's swung way the hell over there where nobody can get to it.
Exactly.
Which is probably a good thing.
Unless it's this one.
We
don't know because he hasn't opened his
Yeah, he
mouth
hasn't
yet.
said anything. Nobody knows that Jarrod's even here on the show. It's a little bit refreshing, I got to tell you. I don't know. It's a little refreshing. Call us up, 508-531-1303. We're doing Classic Rock until 11 o'clock. We can get on anything you want. You can like us on Facebook, Saturday Night Soundtrack. You can follow us on Twitter, at SN Soundtrack. Lisa, who is our faithful listener, probably our only listener, just resurfaced on Facebook, liked the page, and ended up liking about 9 of our photos within one day. Well, can you calm down?
I saw that.
Just a little bit, please calm down. I mean, you can like some stuff, maybe parcel it out a little bit. We appreciate the support, but holy Jesus, now you look like a crazy person.
Okay.
Now you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying.
Now, what about this potential new listener, though?
Well, I don't know if we're going to have a potential new listener. I'm waiting to see how this goes. Maybe I'll say something about it around 7 o'clock or so, give people a chance to tune in. By that time, nobody's going to have called. And, I know it's a defeatist attitude, but we never get any callers that aren't Lisa. And every once in a while we do, but then it's a fluke.
Yes.
But I choose to believe, like you always...
It shows people listen.
As you always say, Steve, I choose to believe that people are actually listening, but just not calling.
Because I've never called a radio station, but I listen all the time.
Listen to them all the time.
All the time.
So there you go.
Yeah.
All right. I don't understand what the mute act is in there, but...
I don't know, but it's refreshing.
Something new every week that I got to adapt to, but that's okay because I'm a professional and I can handle it. So
Exactly.
That's how it goes.
We can fill the air.
We can do it. We can handle it. As a matter of fact, glad everybody's tuned in tonight. We got a very special episode tonight in very late and belated tribute to Rick Allen's left arm. We're going to do 6 hours of Def Leppard tonight. So
There we go.
There you go. Enjoy that.
Wonderful.
Enjoy it.
Yes.
We'll get that on, and any Def Leppard songs you want to hear, we'll be happy to play them for you.
Yes, we will.
So call us and let us know about that. Oh, also the YouTube channels out there. All you have to do is go on YouTube, search for Saturday Night Soundtrack, filter for channels. Podcasts of our old shows are always up there, and Livestream is a free app in the iTunes and Google Play Store, so you can download that for free and listen to WBIM anywhere.
Is last week's up yet?
No.
No, okay.
I'm
waiting for that one.
Well, I was really busy this week, number one, and number two, you balloon heads just assailed the crap out of it. So I was listening to it, and I was like, well, I don't even know if I want to put the damn thing up now.
But that first
because these
section,
guys were just being bastards the whole time.
That first section was hilarious.
The first section was great. I listened to the first section. I was like, maybe I'll just put this up. Because this was probably the best part of the whole goddamn show. So maybe I'll just stick that up and just let the rest of the thing go by the wayside. Yeah. I haven't decided yet. I've got 2 weeks to think about it because we're not going to be on next week due to the alumni takeover reunion.
Yeah, that's true.
So because of that, I got a little bit of extra time to consider it, and I have this week off, Steve.
Oh, so do I.
I've got a whole week to myself.
Got a whole week to myself.
Now, I mean, let's calm down a little bit. I have a few appointments I have to go to.
Oh, I have one.
The wife has given me a chore list already.
I made my own. I counterbalanced her. I decided if I write a list before she does, she can't add to it. And she's only added one line.
So she can add to it then.
She can, but
apparently.
when she sees what I've got on the list,
Oh.
she's not prone to thinking, I've got to put a few more things on here. So.
We've talked about this before, and you mentioned that in the past, and I thought it was a really good idea, and I completely forgot to do it this time.
Yeah.
So I'm behind the ball, and then I came home yesterday. My wife had yesterday off, so she had time to write on the board 3 different things that she wanted me to do.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, crap.
No,
I should have put the Steve plan in place like 2 weeks ago.
Exactly.
And then I wouldn't be facing this right now.
Uh-huh.
It's not that bad. It's actually kind of things I probably would have done on my own anyway. It's the principle of the thing that I don't want a list made out to me to tell me what to do.
No.
I'm an adult with time off. I want to do what I want to do.
Yes.
Get me?
I get you.
All right.
Completely.
Let's do the first block of Classic Rock. Kick it off. 508-531-1303. We're going to get it going with a guy who's got an album coming out next month. The whole record's dedicated to Glenn Frey.
The Saturday night soundtrack with Rob Hicks is on 91.5 WBIM. Bridgewater's weekend all-request classic rock experience.
Beatles on 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. SNS radio show. AC/DC before that. Sweet. John Mellencamp and Bob Seger kicked the block off. Rob Hicks, Jarrod Barbetta, Steve Rimmer. Hello.
Yeah, try and fix that mic now.
Yeah, how's yours working tonight, sir?
Oh, mine's fine, but he threw his headphones at his, so his is broken.
Why?
Why?
What is...
Why?
I don't get it.
I don't know.
Anyway, so kick the block off with Bob Seger. Bob Seger's got a new album coming out next month, as a matter of fact.
November 17th.
November 17th, and he's dedicated the entire album to Glenn Frey.
And he has the one song on it.
Yeah, he's got the one song, which is Glenn's song.
Yeah.
And, not to be like SNS covered this months ago, but SNS
Yes,
covered this months ago. So everybody's now coming out and being like, Bob Seger has a new song, and he dedicated it to Glenn Frey. No crap.
I'm looking forward to seeing, hearing rather, the Lou Reed cover.
I feel like he put out, when he put out Glenn's song, I feel like he put that out. It was a while ago, and I don't think at the time it was originally intended to necessarily be connected with any album.
No. I think that might have spurred him on to do the stuff.
Right.
The album,
when he had put it out, my impression was that he had just put it out as a single, that he intended as a single that was a tribute to Glenn Frey, and it was kind of like, oh, cool. He put out a song to his friend, and that's going to be the end of it. Well, no, he decided to build a whole album around it.
Now, is he touring on this?
That's the thing, right? Because he's been doing the tour that he, which was supposed to be supposedly his farewell tour, which came to the TD Garden about a month or two ago, I think. And supposedly that was going to be his farewell tour, and that was going to be it. It's not really in connection with this album because he kind of just announced, this track and the new album officially within the past couple of days. But he's had to cancel a bunch of tour dates on the tour that he's doing right now because of his back.
Yeah.
He's been having back issues. But hopefully he'll put that behind him, and then, who knows, maybe... And what I find funny about that is if he decides to tour, the immediate reaction from everyone's going to be, oh, I guess it wasn't your farewell tour after all, huh? Unless he just decides to extend this one like another year and make it all part of the same tour.
So some other big name, one of our main rivals, in fact, has announced his 2018 tour.
Oh, Alice Cooper's going on the road, huh?
He's going to be in Massachusetts in March.
One of our main rivals.
Yes.
Because we're always feuding with them and whatnot, and we're just always competing for the same airspace.
Exactly.
Why not call him a rival? I guess if the shoe fits, then you might as well go with it.
Yeah, he was tooting his own horn last Saturday when I was leaving.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, playing a track from his new album.
So is he doing it? Is he doing it by himself, or is he going out with the Hollywood Vampires?
No, this is the Alice Cooper Band. And,
okay.
It actually includes some of the members of the original Alice Cooper Band. I think, because he's paying them royalties to use the name Alice Cooper anyway. Now he says, well, okay, guys, work for it. Just
one of the wackiest arrangements
exactly.
in rock and roll. Here you go. I mean, wacky in the fact that it's voluntary. I mean, you've got a bunch of guys out there that have had to pay things to their ex-bands, like, John Fogerty and all that, who are doing it under duress. Whereas this guy's like, oh, cool, you guys want to keep going? I'll just keep paying you so you can use use a name. There you go.
That's how good a guy he is.
Done. I want to keep using it, and you guys aren't doing anything, so here, I'll throw you a couple of bucks.
Yes.
I'll throw you some money.
Exactly.
Another block of Classic Rock coming up. Call us up, 508-531-1303. It's Classic Rock until 11 o'clock. Coming up next, we're going to take care of some Jimmy Buffett, Doobie Brothers, and a double shot of Boston.
Hitting the bars or hitting the books. We'll make your night rock with Rob Hicks and Bridgewater's Saturday Night Soundtrack on 91.5 WBIM.
The Boss on 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday Night Soundtrack, Bruce Springsteen, of course, the boss of Broadway, apparently, because he's raking in the dough on that one. So he's got that Broadway show that's going on. Apparently, the thing opened up at, it was $2.3 million that it made in the first week.
Holy.
Yes. Crap, yes.
Can we say crap? I'm trying to be good this week.
This week. Yes, you can say crap.
Okay, holy crap.
You can't say the other one.
No.
Yeah.
That probably took more than Blade Runner.
Yes, it probably did. And, even people who are in the know, because I don't have any gauge as far as this is concerned, because I know nothing about Broadway, and I know nothing about what returns are usually like. But apparently they said that making $2.3 million in the first week is extremely unusual.
Oh, wow.
Making $2.3 million in a week is unusual overall.
Now, does it have a format, or is it just his regular show?
I'm unsure about this. So apparently, I guess
he's probably doing one of those. Well, I started in so and so.
Probably somewhere along the
songs I was singing,
somewhere along the way somebody ended up posting a set list for what he's been playing in the show, and I guess he's been doing the second song that he does in my hometown. He does Thunder Road in there, The Promised Land, Born in the USA, 10th Avenue Freeze. It seems like a really expensive Bruce Springsteen show.
So it's kind of it's probably like a cabaret type thing.
I guess.
No, I mean, I don't really understand. I walked out of a Steve Miller concert once because that's what he was doing.
You were notorious for walking out on stuff, sir.
No, not too many, but that was the point, was that we never really actually went to see him. We went to see the support act, Pat Benatar.
Yeah.
So we weren't under great obligation to stay to see him anyway, but we thought we would. But it was just like, oh my God, this is like cabaret.
Also, in your defense, the Steve Miller Band has a notorious history of being just completely bizarre in their live performances.
Oh yeah, good. I don't feel too bad then.
Maybe not so much in the 70s, I guess. I don't know, but I guess in the 80s and the 90s, I think he was just getting really weird.
Yeah, this would have been in the 90s.
Yeah, so at that point, from what I understand, you're not the first person to tell me this. I've never seen him live myself. Good. And based on all of the reviews that I've heard, I have no wish or desire to whatsoever. Good. Really like some of his songs.
I feel vindicated then.
He had some great hits in the 70s, maybe early 80s. That's about where I leave off. Yes. You know what I mean? I've got like 8 or 9 Steve Miller, I shouldn't even say 8 or 9, 5 or 6 Steve Miller Band songs where I'm like, yeah, I can get behind that.
Yeah.
And then other ones I just don't care. And then, it's fine.
I probably agree.
Apparently there was a search on StubHub done by someone, and they came up with the fact that it was seats were starting at $1,416 per seat for the Springsteen show.
Wow.
$1,416. $1,416 per seat.
That's ridiculous.
That's ludicrous. It makes no sense.
No.
Don't understand why.
That's why he took
$2.4
million.
It's just not for me.
You only needed to fill the theater once to take that.
Correct. And I guess there are people who are saying that I guess Hamilton's coming around in the Boston area or whatever, and people are like, I can't afford to go see that.
Was this last week? No, it was the week before we talked about this. I have no interest in musicals.
Not at all. Not at all. Well, yeah, it was when we did the topic, which was suggested by a listener. By the way, call up and suggest more topics, 508-531-1303.
Definitely.
We get sick to death of trying to come up with what to talk about ourselves.
Well, we have one that I came up with last week.
You did. You did. So
I have stuff for that.
So we can do that one.
Yeah.
And but let us know of other ones as well, and we'll get into that. But yeah, when we were talking about that, you mentioned that you had no interest in musicals. I got no interest in musicals.
No.
I
didn't realize that you mentioned La La Land, the movie. I didn't realize that was
an
actual real musical way back when.
Yeah. Oh, way back when,
yes.
Really? Okay.
So it's not a fictional movie about a musical. It's actually about a musical that actually took place a while ago called La La, I guess.
Yeah, that does nothing for my interest level whatsoever. No, it still doesn't help it. It just only hurts it from there.
Yeah.
I just thought, and again, I should have known. This is my fault for not doing research. I went into the movie just thinking, here's a movie where they sing a bunch of songs because they're performers. So in the act of them performing, there's going to be music, but they're not going to burst into song when having a regular conversation.
But yes, they do.
That's what gets me. Mm-hmm. Don't burst into song when having a regular conversation. You're losing me at that point.
Uh-huh.
The wall is broken. You've ruined what do they call that? The fourth wall? The fourth dimension?
Yes.
You've ruined that. You've blown it all to hell. And I just don't care at that point. So there you go. Call us up, 508-531-1303. Like us on Facebook, Saturday Night Soundtrack, and follow us on Twitter at SN Soundtrack. And sound would be good.
Very quiet,
but it's totally fine that there's not.
No.
We'll get into the next block of classic rock coming up. So give us a call. Let us know what we can do for you. Soundgarden, Neil Young, Metallica, all up next.
The Saturday Night Soundtrack.
Saturday night. Saturday night. Saturday night. Saturday night. Actually, pretty nice little Saturday.
WBIM.
Stevie Ray Vaughan, 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. SNS radio show. You two before that, Pink Floyd, Metallica, Neil Young, and Soundgarden all in that block. Rob Hicks, Steve Rimmer. Hello.
No, he's one of those that had one of those debut albums that was pretty damn good.
He did,
yes,
and it was pretty damn good.
Texas Flood?
Yes.
Yes, it was.
It was.
Yes.
So, there you go.
Exactly.
We'll talk more about them.
Yes, we will.
In a bit.
Exactly.
So call us up, 508-531-1303. Classic Rock until 11 o'clock. You can like us on Facebook, Saturday Night Soundtrack. You can follow us on Twitter at SN Soundtrack. Search for Saturday Night Soundtrack on YouTube. Filter for channels. Podcasts of our old shows are up there, so you can check all those out. And live stream is a free app in the iTunes and Google Play Store, so get that. Listen to us from anywhere.
Anywhere.
Steve, you and I are married.
Not
to each other, we hasten to point out. How much, and I know to a degree there is some, but how much input does your wife give you on how to dress before you leave the house on a regular basis?
Not much.
Or I shouldn't even say on a regular basis. I should say just in coming here to do this program.
Oh, none whatsoever.
Okay. So, I mean, and I'm not even talking about, please, Stephen, don't wear your titties in beer shirt. I mean more along the lines of you should wear pants as opposed to shorts, because I asked my wife that question before. As I was getting dressed, I had gotten out of the shower, and I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to wear, and I got to figure out what T-shirt I'm wearing, and then that's going to determine what I wear with it. It's a whole big thing.
Yeah.
That it shouldn't be a big thing because I'm a dude, but for whatever reason, it's a big thing.
I pay attention to what T-shirt I wear.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is why I wore this
There
one.
you go. There you go.
Yes.
Maybe ill timing, but
Exactly.
but whatever.
It was meant to be.
I was about to say, for those of you who can't see, well, of course you can't see, because if you can, it'll be creepy. Steve's got a Boston Red Sox World Series champion shirt.
Yes.
What year was that from?
Good. I don't know.
Check yourself, sir. Look all over the place. See if you can find it.
Oh, 2013.
Oh, there you go.
There you
Okay.
go. Yeah.
I mean, now we're at the point now where there's a few you could choose from.
Yes, exactly.
But now that John Farrell's been fired and everything, I think it's very apropos for you to wear the shirt.
Thank God. Yes.
So you're an anti-Farrell person then?
Just, yeah.
There's a whole lot of people who have been on both sides of the fence on the deal. Some people saying, well, he did bring them the championship in 2004, and he brought them this and he brought them that. And then there are other people who are like, well, he also has been sucking up the joint and making some
2 years.
Right, and making some horrendous fielding decisions. So, there's that.
Yeah.
How long are you going to be able to ride on the coattails of, World Series championships that you got, 13 years ago.
Exactly.
So that too.
Yes.
But anyway, very apropos to wear the shirt. So so I get out of the shower and I'm looking around. And I'm trying to figure out what the hell to wear, and I'm trying to pick the T-shirt, and then I got to pick the pants to go with them. And then I've said out loud, should I wear jeans or should I wear shorts? And her exact response was, you should wear jeans. Don't be effing ridiculous. Well, I don't think I'm being effing ridiculous, because you don't know what it's like in that studio sometimes. And I'm just saying, maybe it should wear jeans.
Yeah. No, you know what, though? I always check the weather to see what temp's going to be like when we leave.
There are times when I can't even tell, because it's like I look at something and, like, if I'm warm in the afternoon and I'm looking at it and I see 61 or 62 and I think to myself, well, which is I think what it's going to be tonight.
Yeah.
I think to myself, well, that sounds pleasant. And would it be even more pleasant with shorts? But jeans won out. And it's very comfortable up here tonight. It was comfortable up here last week. Apparently the week before, when it was like a sauna, was that was a fluke.
Yeah.
This year. I mean, it wasn't a fluke forever.
I feel that we're into pants weather now. Going forward. Unless we get some sort of freakish day.
No.
I think the shorts have gone away for the year.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. I know.
But
no, I had 2 days this week where I went to work because, 4:30 in the morning, it's hard to judge what it's going to be like at, 1:30 in the afternoon when I leave.
Yeah.
And, of course, it was pouring down 2 days when I left without a jacket.
Even earlier today, I went to leave. We went to leave the house and go get lunch and do a couple of errands. And my wife was like, "Do you maybe want to put a coat on?" And I was like, "Well, no, because I'm warm from doing all the stuff we were doing." She's like, "It's raining out. You are an adult. You maybe should actually put a coat on." Okay, I'll put a coat on. That turned out to be a wise decision, by the way.
Yes.
Because I got outside and I was like, well, it's not really all that pleasant out here. And thank goodness I wear a coat. So,
Yep.
I don't like to admit that she's right all the time. And she's not all right all the time, but in this particular case, she happened to be. But
my wife...
You can't tell them that they're right because then they're going to hold that over you for the next,
My wife comments on socks more than anything.
Really?
Yes. If I wear white sports socks with my Converse boots and there's a bit too much showing, then she's not happy.
See, here's the difference with you and me. You're tall, so the chance of somebody seeing your socks is infinitely greater. I can go to work with two different mismatched socks on, which I have.
Oh, yes.
Not on purpose.
This is also during shorts weather.
Oh, okay, shorts. Yeah, that's a difference. See, when I'm wearing long pants, no one is ever going to see my socks ever, because they just come down low enough that it's not a problem. And, I buy pants that fit me probably, or pants that are maybe even a little bit too big for me. And because I like them that way because they're comfortable. And you're never going to be able to see my socks. Nope. It's never going to be an issue. Don't worry about it.
Exactly.
Well, this has been riveting radio, then.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Absolutely.
Let's get into some more classic rock here after we put everyone to sleep with our socks.
Exactly.
Do it up.
Yes.
508-531-1303. Another block of classic rock coming up. Going to kick it off with a double shot from the Van Halen Corporation.
Those major market stations have high-profile sponsors. Hosts with 30 years of experience and over 20,000 watts of power. Well, we have a British guy. Check and mates. Steve Rimmer is on the Saturday night soundtrack on VIM.
It's a Clash at 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday night soundtrack, The Knack. Before that, The Who. Doors, and kicked it off with a double shot from the Van Halen Corporation, if you will. Heard Van Halen with Sammy Hagar, a tattoo, which was off the album of the same title, that they put up after they got back together in 2012, and Sammy Hagar was in there as well. Your love is driving me crazy. Rob Hicks, Steve Rimmer, and as we were just talking about, Steve, not to say that you and I are married again, but we were just talking about it again.
By the way, that was a nice block of music there.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, that was good.
Went together well.
There you go. That's what we do here. That's what we do.
But carry on, sir.
Oh, I was just going to say, so we were just mentioning off the air about vacation plan. Vacation plans that don't involve chores, which is something I always like to try to put together if I possibly can. And one of the things I thought of was Blade Runner 2049. I'm dying to see this movie. I've already, as I mentioned, I think last week, I've gone back and watched the original one twice just to keep it fresh in my head. So I have a continuity in my head going into the
I might be able to do that this week.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And I mean, it's not like I don't remember I've seen the first one a bunch of times. It's just one of those things where I feel like if I see it and then can move right into the next one, then it just sort of helps with the continuity.
That makes sense.
So I say to the wife, because I'm trying to, basically I tried to downplay the deal because I really wanted to go. I have a whole week off with, stuff that I kind of want to do, one of which is to see this movie. So I say to her, I'm like, do you have any actual, interest in seeing Blade Runner? Yes, don't see it without me. Crap. So now I just got to wait.
Steve and I are going to see it on Wednesday.
Well, good for you. Thanks for inviting me.
Well,
we just
it's a good thing that I didn't.
Oh, Wednesday I probably can't. So
yeah, exactly. So why don't you go behind the bushes?
But anyway, the whole idea being that I was dying to see this movie, and I figured maybe I could see it during some of my time off. And then it turns out, well, no, I probably can't because she wants to see it, and now I've got to wait for her.
To wait even longer.
So, this just doesn't bode well. But hopefully, she'll maybe I can talk her into seeing it tomorrow.
Yeah,
and we can get that done, and then at least I can say that I've seen it and not have to. Because I know her. If we wait too long, then it's not going to be around.
No.
And then you gotta, wait until it's on Blu-ray, and I want to see it in the theater.
Didn't you guys order the same food?
We did, but I had added a little extra to mine.
Oh, okay.
So
I was trying to work out why you was trying to differentiate.
A little extra special sauce?
Yeah. Bush's sauce. Sauce from the bushes.
I mean, we're glad that Campus Pizza got it to us so quickly. This was like a 15, 20-minute turnaround.
Yeah.
Which is
Fast.
insane.
Are the fries and the onion rings warm?
I didn't want to touch the food because I don't know if it was his or mine, and I didn't want his mouth on my fingers. Riveting radio.
Exactly.
When you see me away from the mic doing crap, how about you? How
I
about
don't know.
you become a professional?
I don't know if you're coughing.
and
I don't know
so-
if you're coughing.
How about you just act like maybe I am?
I don't know if you're like taking a hit behind the bushes.
I'm nowhere near the mic, so it's quite obvious that I need you to continue the dialogue. Jesus.
Yes.
What about Jesus? I mean,
I don't know.
You're a Freemason. You guys probably killed him back in the day.
no, we didn't actually.
As far as I know.
I can confirm that. That's a Masonic secret. Sweet.
Is it?
Oh, you know what?
You
Speaking
can
of
confirm that, but nothing else.
speaking of Masonic, we have an open house tomorrow at the Duxbury Lodge, and then
I thought your open houses were next week.
no. I said
I've
blood
been
drive.
there.
We're doing a
I've
blood
done
drive.
that.
We have an open house on the 21st of this month.
Yeah, nobody go.
Everybody
Don't bother.
can come
That's a waste of your time.
inside.
Yeah.
It's a complete waste of your time.
Try and
It's
persuade
not
you.
for everybody. That's
They're going to
that's
try
good.
to persuade you,
Yeah.
and then you're going to ask, well, can you tell me more about this organization? You're trying to get me to involve myself in, and they're going to be like, I can't tell you that. Can't tell you that.
tell you that. You know,
I-
I remember Steve was done.
Can I take a look at this little book? No, I can't take a look at that little book. F you.
Don't go in that room.
Yeah, well, can I
You
go
can't
in?
touch
Can
that.
I go in this
can go
room?
in
Well,
there. Yeah.
we'll interview you in that room with a big sword hanging over your head or some crap.
Yeah. No, that's a good time.
Don't bother.
Yeah, you know. We're the reason why this is hilarious. I really enjoy the conspiracy theories about Masons.
Yeah.
Because like back when
They
Barack-
are pretty stupid. There's a lot of them out there that are so stupid.
Yeah. Because like
I like to give you crap, but they're pretty dumb.
They
you
are.
know.
They are. Like, oh, you guys are the people that got Obama in the office, and then 8 years later, oh, you guys are the reasons why Trump is in office.
Right. The two are mutually exclusive.
Yeah.
How about you start to study the motivations of these people and figure out maybe that there's not a connective tissue between the two candidates?
Stupid.
You guys have to,
Other than that, like they're not even people. Because one of them, I mean, Obama's a person.
I was going to say,
Trump
hang
is
on
a
a sec.
person. I mean, like he met with the.
I didn't know where he was going with that one.
So, did you see what Trump did this week?
I try not to.
He met with the president of the Virgin Islands.
Jesus.
But here's the thing. He is the president of the Virgin Islands. He met the governor of the Virgin Islands.
Oh, that's true.
So he actually claimed that he met himself.
Yeah.
You moron.
Idiot.
Yeah, I thought that was funny.
Such an idiot.
Yes.
And with that, I want to eat my food, so let's
Yeah,
go.
me too.
All right, coll.
Do this up.
Do it.
508-531-1303. Let us know what you want to hear in this next block. Got Jethro Tull on deck, Queensryche, and Dire Straits as well.
Whether you're spending a night in town or just a night in, we've got you covered. It's All Request Classic Rock on Bridgewater's Saturday night soundtrack with Rob Hicks at 91.5 WBIM.
It's a Marshall Tucker Band at 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. SNS radio show. Glenn Fry before that, Dire Straits, Queensryche, and kicked off the proceedings with Jethro Tull, Rob Hicks, Jarrod Barbetta, Steve Rimmer, chowing down on some Bridgewater House of Pizza, but not pizza. No. But just eating our sandwiches and all of that
I
good
just
stuff.
commented, I never managed to get through my sandwich during the block.
Oh, really?
No, I hope there's some left over. Yes.
I usually, I'm always thinking to myself, well, you know, maybe we'll get off earlier. Maybe we'll stop talking earlier and get into the block so that we'll have more time for food. And then I thought maybe that would afford you the opportunity, but apparently not.
Nope. I did a pretty damn good job. I got 3/4 of the way.
Well, there you go. Steve comes in and he tells me that he was undecided and he decided ultimately not to get the onion rings and the fries, although he had originally been thinking that he might want those. I offered him, sir, do you want some of my onion rings and or fries? And he goes, no, I got a super delight. I'm like, oh, is that what the wife calls it?
Yes.
Nice. Good for her. There you go.
Bridgewater delight.
Bridgewater delight.
Southport Delight.
Call us up, 508-531-1303. Let us know what you want to hear. You can like us on Facebook, Saturday Night Soundtrack. You can follow us on Twitter, at SN Soundtrack. I went into Mary Lou's this morning, as I am wont to do.
Kingston?
You posted this, didn't
Yes.
you?
So I went in there, and I ordered my coffee and all of that. And after a while of going in, they know who you are and they know you and everything. And the girl comes over while she's making the coffee and stuff, and she's like, "I have a question to ask you, but it's weird, and I don't mean it to sound weird." I'm like, "No, okay."
I know Jarrod.
Yeah. First of all, I apologize for Jan. So she says, I noticed that you've come in here a couple of weekends wearing a WBIM T-shirt. Are you affiliated with them? Mm-hmm. And, what's your connection to the station? So, of course, I took that opportunity to do some networking, explain the fact that, yes, I'm an alum, and I used to do a show when I was in college, and I do one again. And, I'm doing it tonight, actually, and it's on and all that stuff. And then she said, I'll make sure to, I should tune in. And I said, yeah, you should. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. I don't know if it's happening. I don't know if it's going on right now. But just so you know, I'm doing my best to try to get out there and spread the word.
Good for you, sir.
I told my wife this story, and she's like, you should have had a pen on hand to hand her. And I was like, well, the pens are long gone by this point.
I was going to say, I have none left. They would suit us again now,
They would suit us again. That's exactly what I said.
Damn it.
I have a few left.
Do you have some?
I've been given some out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any left over that you could possibly bring in? Because I could use a couple at this point.
I'll check my supply.
Okay, good. Because like you said, we don't have to amend the time anymore.
No.
At least not for this semester. And all of that's going good. So there you go. Well, it would be great if I could have handed one out, but just wasn't the case. So.
Yes.
You just lost. Jesus. So, anyway, call us up. 508-531-1303. Classic Rock until 11 o'clock. Or Classic Rock until 10:55. Depending on who wants to kick us out of the building. Classic Rock till 10:55 doesn't have as much of a ring to it, so I'm going to stick with what we normally say.
You know what I like about the leaving at 10:55 bit, though?
What's that?
I get home right on, 11:30, so I don't miss the first 5 minutes of whatever show I want to watch.
There you go. So
10:55 it is.
Saturday Night Soundtrack will end 5 minutes early just so this jabroni can get home and watch television.
No.
Never heard of a DVR, sir?
No. I don't have one of those.
He doesn't know how to work it.
No.
He's still trying to deal with the VCF from 1992.
I did. Now, here's the thing. You guys might shed some light on this. I turned my whole theatre unit on the other day for the first time in maybe, 2-3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Started to smoke.
That's not good.
Oh, no.
That's not
Now,
good.
I'm figuring a thin layer of dust had settled on everything inside because the outside's covered in dust. And I'm figuring it was just that burning off.
Yeah.
It didn't last long.
Yeah, but still,
That's not a good thing.
you shouldn't have dust burning off. The dust should just remain there while the unit kicks on.
But
Was this like a sound system or
Yes, yeah.
what was it? So just the sound system itself, or
It was, no, it's a DVR, CD player, sound
oh, I got you. Okay,
all built into one.
got it.
And all I did was turn it on. Yeah.
Did it actually play whatever you wanted it to play?
No, it didn't.
That's still not good.
No.
No, that's extra. Steve,
Although, you know what? I don't think...
don't burn your house down, sir, please.
No, I think I might have disconnected the TV from it at some point anyway, so...
Well, that's not going to fix your burning situation.
No, I know. But that's why I wouldn't get any sound out of it.
Yeah, no, that'd be the case there.
Yeah. But no, so I turned it off again. I'll probably never look at it again for another 3 years.
Wonderful.
Oh, get some more dust in there. Just let that accumulate a little bit more.
Try it again.
It's like thick. You can make a cake with it. Or just roll it up and just use it as a pillow.
Mm-hmm. His wife comes in. What's that horrible smell? Is that liver and onion? No, that's just dust. It's burning out of our entertainment. Says, oh, okay, cool.
Oh, all right.
Everything's fine then.
I thought I'd. Not radio friendly.
Are you all right, sir?
No.
What is wrong with you?
I don't know.
He's been wrong all night.
I mean, I know you're having some of that going on. So
Yeah.
I don't know if it's that.
I'm getting over the stomach bug is what it is.
Right. I don't know if it's that's bothering you or what.
No, life. The cosmos.
Remember, like 2 years ago, he was a hell of a lot more fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know.
No, I remember too.
I'm just gonna throw that out there. I feel like
it's crippling.
I feel like before life has gotten to all of us, and before Trump came into office, and all of this stuff, I just feel like
It's exhausting.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like I listen back to the shows from 2015, and I'm like, we were having a blast. And then I listen to the shows from this year, and I'm like, dear God, what is the hell is wrong with us?
Yeah, Trump got into office, and then we're every day we're another minute, another second away from
Annihilation.
North Korea
By the
dropping
little
bombs.
rocket man, you know.
Little. Yeah, what do you think? I mean, where did that come from all of a sudden?
Out of his damn mind.
Right.
I mean, he just makes up a word.
Yeah, he was just probably just sitting there giggling up a storm. Hello, little rocket man. Yeah.
No, I don't mean Rocket Man. I mean the little.
Oh, the little?
Yeah,
Oh, I
not
don't know.
little. Liddle.
Well, that's a thing.
That's what he started to use this week.
Who knows? This is the guy.
Right,
This is the guy
there's
that
no-
was like Puerto Rico.
We love Puerto Rico. And then he makes that face like he thinks that whatever he just said is the most cleverest thing in the world. It's a face. This isn't going to translate to radio. It's a face somewhere along the lines of, like, and he waits for the applause and everybody's laughing and clapping and everything. And it doesn't help that all those idiots in the audience are just feeding it.
Oh, absolutely.
It looks like a bullfrog ejaculating.
Yes.
That's the face that he
Yes, I guess you could say
Or
that.
like a bullfrog trying not to ejaculate because he just wants the thing to keep going. So it's just like really try and concentrate hard on that. That's where that's going.
The great thing is if we had the new listener that I thought we might have, we don't now.
She's long gone.
Oh, God. She's like everybody else who ever turns on this show to check it out. Hey, let me see what these guys... Nope.
Nope.
Not for me.
You got one guy talking about two mattresses having a pillow fight. Then the other guys are just talking more English stuff. It's great.
What?
I don't know. It's very hard.
Are you clinically insane?
I am.
What is wrong with you?
Oh, insane.
I'm concerned. I'm concerned about your mind, sir.
It's gone. It's gone.
I'm concerned about it.
Yeah, it's taking a holiday.
That doesn't make me feel okay.
I'm taking a holiday next week.
This is the guy who's driving me home every week.
Yeah, this is the guy.
This doesn't make me feel good.
This is the guy that's going to go see Blade Runner with his buddy
Yeah, there you go.
Steve, not you.
No, I know. I understand because you guys didn't invite me, so it's cool.
Well, we couldn't invite you because you would have told me, "Oh, my wife won't let me."
No, because it's not worth getting it. Nobody.
Do you want to go?
Nobody cares. What time are you going on
Do you
Wednesday?
wanna go, like on Wednesday night.
Evening.
Oh, at night?
Oh, yeah.
No, I can't.
Why not?
Why? Because I got stuff with the wife.
Point made.
I thought it was during the day or something.
No, I got work that day.
Plus the fact that I can't even commit to it anyway.
Why not?
Because now she's thrown this thing in that she wants to see it, and she didn't want me to see it without her.
She doesn't want to see it.
She does. She already told me she
she's
does.
lying.
No. So
And then she's gonna hate it, and then she's just gonna like poop all over it.
right. So now I gotta wait for her to want to see it. So then I gotta go with her first. So I can't commit to you guys
Yes, you can.
because I gotta wait until I go see it with her.
You already committed to her like 10 years ago. You tell her, listen, me and the fellas are gonna go see it on Wednesday. Sorry. I'll give you a report.
This is coming from a man who's obviously not married.
Obviously not. He's getting closer.
Nope.
Yes.
All right. So now that it's uncomfortable, let's get into some more classic.
Good. I'll get back to my sandwich.
Yeah, go back to it because it's probably cold by now.
Well, it was cold anyway.
You should just eat it during the segment, sir.
Oh, I know.
You know what I mean? Nobody cares.
It's cold anyway. So
Nobody cares if you're just chomping down on the thing while we're talking. It's totally
I
fine.
eat and talk all the time.
I don't. I'm English.
Well, there you go.
I am not.
There's that. No, you are not.
I came from Ireland or something. I don't know. Came from the foster home.
All right.
Went quiet again.
It did.
We're fading away.
There we go. Foghat, Black
It's
Sabbath.
not even 8 o'clock yet.
I know. That's the freaking point I'm making.
Ugh,
Foghat, Black Sabbath, ZZ Top, all coming up.
where's my cocaine gun?
You got SNS on BIM.
From ACDC to CC Top, we've got the biggest collection of classic rock in Bridgewater. You're listening to the Saturday Night Soundtrack with Rob Hicks on 91.5 WBIM.
The Cars are on 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday Night Soundtrack, Rob Hicks, Jarrod Barbetta, Steve Rimmer. Before that, we heard Space Station number 5. That was off the first Montrose album.
Debut album.
Steve brought that one in. Thank you, Steve. Everybody knows the debut album of Montrose for Bad Motor Scooter. Well, now you know it for something else.
Yeah.
So, there you go. Ronnie Montrose actually played with Van Morrison on the Tupelo Honey album as well.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah. He was a session player back at that time, and then went on to become part of Montrose and put that whole thing together. And well, that debut album was great. And Steve, you and I have talked sort of off the air and in conversations throughout the week about how we should have a conversation at some point, and maybe now, about what we consider to be some of the best debut albums of all time.
Yes.
Would you consider that to be one of them?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Now, it's awkward, though, because the list I sent you, that I found on Facebook the other day.
Yes, which I admit I have not had time to really pour through.
My criteria for best debut album, it was slightly different to theirs.
Okay.
My band...
Did they give any sort of backup as to what they chose?
No, because it was a poll.
Oh, okay.
People just wrote in and voted for what they thought was the best debut
Oh, that's a
album.
problem. Most people are stupid.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, although I could agree with a lot of them,
Right.
my criteria is that it has to be the first recording that you are featured on.
Okay.
So it couldn't be like Rainbow, because those guys were already famous in Deep Purple and White, other
Gotcha.
bands.
Yep.
So I felt that it should be down to the first recording that you're actually on as an album.
Okay.
So that's why I chose Montrose, because he didn't do anything else before this.
Montrose there.
Yeah.
You got to have Led
Some
Zeppelin
of
in
the
there, right?
obvious ones. Led Zeppelin 1, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that wasn't my obvious choice. This little baby, though.
What is that one?
Tubular Bells, Mike Oldfield.
You should know that.
Richard Branson basically set up Virgin Records to put this out because nobody else would put it out.
There you go.
Complete debut album. Another one. Now, how can you not beat that for a debut album?
Well, Sex Pistols.
Exactly. I mean, they really only had one album anyway.
Never mind the bollocks.
Never mind the bollocks. Yeah.
Love
And
that.
I have more. But, no, I mean, Tom Petty met that criteria because he hadn't really done anything else before then.
Yeah.
Here's another classic. King Crimson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, they
Yeah.
don't even have their name on the album,
Right.
Steve, and it's a debut album that has some incredible tracks on it. So,
There you go.
So, did you have thoughts?
I
Did
mean,
you-
Led Zeppelin for me is one. We played Black Sabbath a little bit ago. Black Sabbath, I got to say,
That's
we
an
didn't
obvious.
play a track off the first album, but I'm saying,
Yeah.
just that one was just to come out with an album that sounded like that at that time, and to have basically recorded it in one take.
Yep.
And, recorded it like they were recording a concert and then leave and be like, well, we're done.
Yeah.
And have it be that quality. I mean, that was just insane. I'm always partial to Van Halen's first album. I could listen to every track on that album, like all the way through, and there's just no weak spot for me.
Yeah.
It's tough though, man. I think of a lot of albums, and and at first I think, as I go through, I'll see an album and I think it's their first one, and then I realize it's actually their second. I'm like, oh crap, that was their second album.
We were thinking of Skynyrd, but pronounced
Leonard, yeah.
But that was their first album.
Yes.
I didn't realise that. I thought it was the second album. I thought it was called Pronounced in relationship to a previous album where people didn't know how to pronounce it. But it wasn't.
Yeah, because they did Pronounced was their first one, and then Second Helping was their second one.
That's correct, yes.
And
That makes
there
sense.
again, Second Helping, I mean, I didn't think obviously Second Helping is pretty self-explanatory, but that's one of those, they didn't have the sophomore slump with that one, that's for sure.
No,
Hey, that
absolutely not.
thing was incredible.
Yeah, there's a lot.
There's so many.
I looked at that list of 100.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of newer bands like, Stone Temple Pilots.
Right.
Yeah, okay. That I would.
Steve doesn't like the newer bands, you can tell.
Well, I never have done, you know that. But I did. I mean, I was surprised by it. Jimi Hendrix Experience. Apparently, that
Yeah.
Stevie Ray.
Yeah,
Yes.
Stevie Ray.
Yep,
You know?
with Texas Flood, we
Exactly.
talked about that.
Yeah.
Not too sure what the criteria is on all this, but
Well, it's just a
like bands that are still around.
no.
Oh, all right. 'Cause,
No.
you got Terry Reid's "Bang Bang You're Dead."
There you go.
Good God, that was a great album.
Was it the first thing he did?
Yeah.
There you go. Then
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the criterion for me. It has
Yeah.
to be part of the first thing they
Oh,
did.
that was so good. And then he had that Nancy Sinatra cover, the "Bang Bang" song.
Yep.
That was wonderful.
What did you think of Queen's first album,
Man.
as far as a first album?
Yes. Yeah.
Debut.
What was it? Sheer Heart Attack.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of. when they got
Yeah, I mean, they're one of those bands that I can still remember where I was, what I was doing the first time I ever heard them. And it was Seven Seas of Rye. I can
Yes.
still, to this day, know where I was standing.
Which I find amazing because you had mentioned before that we played Seven Seas of Rye at one point in the show, and you had mentioned that was the first single that came off the album in Britain.
It was.
And to me, that was amazing because that song's a minute and 15 seconds long.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how the hell did they make a single out of that?
No.
I mean, you have the songs that are really long, and then you're like, well, how could they make a single out of that? Because they got to cut it down. And then on the other side of it, it's like, how do they even play this on the radio? They start playing it, and then they're done.
So, talking of that, the song that we played from Montrose, the
Yes.
Space Station number
Yep.
5, that new release that's getting released, it's like a deluxe version of Paper Money, which was their second album.
Yeah.
They added 9 tracks to it. The last track is Space Station number 9, but it's an 11-minute and 40-second version of it. So you can imagine what that's like.
Is there a lot? Maybe there's a lot more sound effects. I would guess.
Yeah.
I would gather.
I think the solo in the middle is probably going to be
a lot of sound effects going on in there.
Most of that came out of his guitar.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's,
yeah.
that's the beauty of it. Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Nobody's
He's dead,
nobody-
you know.
Nobody does that nowadays.
No. I just had to Wikipedia him because I'm like, whatever happened to him?
Yeah.
Self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Well, that's cheery.
Yeah.
Great.
I know.
We do nothing but put dampers on segments when we do them. But
now, here was the other side of the coin.
yeah.
Which artists or bands went on to become huge, whose first trial were crap? And my first one for this would be David Bowie. His first album was horrible.
Yeah.
Jennings, Waylon Jennings.
Really?
Not classic rock, but
Yeah.
holy cow.
Yeah.
You're kind of like, hey, man.
Not the deal.
Yeah, he was doing the whole Memphis sound, and it was just not...
Right.
Because everybody wanted to control what he was doing.
Yeah.
And then so he was the guy that started the whole outlaw thing, but, whatever. That's a whole nother topic.
I mean, as far as personal favorites go, I'd throw Van Morrison into the mix. His first album was Blowing Your Mind, which was put together pretty much under duress. He had cut a whole bunch of records, a whole bunch of singles under Bang Records. He wasn't necessarily too excited about any of them. And then in the meantime, the record label packaged them all up together, put them out as a record, and Van Morrison didn't even know that they had released an album until a friend of his said, hey, I bought your album. And he was like, what the F are you talking about? And then he realized that they had put it together and it had the psychedelic cover and everything on that. He hated that thing. And it wasn't representative of his best stuff either.
No.
And it wasn't representative of what he was, even if you don't really like the directions he took in the 80s and the 90s when he started getting into the folksy stuff. He started getting into the, like the Christian rock stuff. He did blues for a while. Even if you sort of lost him at that time, if you liked his 70s folk kind of stuff, his first album sounded nothing like that. It was sort of like, holy God. But that's what happens when you're stuck with a label and you don't know what to do with them.
Yeah.
So
Dumb.
there you go.
I had another one, but I lost it.
As far as new bands that Steve doesn't like, I mean, Pearl Jam, obviously. 10 was, I mean, holy God.
You know what they had? They had Nirvana there on that top 100.
You know,
for Bleach.
right, and I would dispute that because I don't know any song off of Bleach except for About a Girl.
Exactly.
Which gets infinitely more airplay from the MTV Unplugged album than it ever does from Bleach.
Yeah, and the next album just blew everybody away.
If you listen to the beginning of About a Girl on the MTV Unplugged album, as a matter of fact, Kurt Cobain introduces the song by saying, this one's off our first album. Most people don't own it. So
Yeah,
nobody really cared at the time,
Yeah.
and then they really blew up with Nevermind.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
there you go.
Did you remember?
No.
No.
He's working on it. It's just not.
No, of course, for best debuts, obviously Freak Out by Zappa, that's going to be there. Yeah, that wasn't part of that top 100 list, of course.
Now, when you say Zappa, you're talking Mothers of Invention technically on that, right?
Yes.
Because that was the first album on which he was featured.
Yeah, well, it was the first album that anybody put out. But yeah, you're right. They don't call it Frank Zappa and the Mothers. They were going to be called the Mothers originally, but the record label wouldn't put an album out with that title on it. So they added Of Invention.
Because people were going to think they were talking about mother effers.
Yes,
Is that what it was?
Exactly.
You mothers.
Yep.
And they didn't want to. Record companies were. To consider the type of material they were putting out back then, overall, they were really, really conservative.
Oh, gosh.
About how they marketed it.
Yeah, but then again, look at the. Who would you ever imagine could put out a double, almost concept rock album in this day and age as a debut album?
True.
This was 65. I mean,
Yeah.
It would never happen now.
Crazy.
No.
Crazy. So if any of you have ideas on what you think was a great first album or a first album that sucked,
Yes.
call us up and tell us. If it's a first album that sucked, we probably won't play anything off it for you. But if it's a first album that you really like, then just let us know. We can play something off that for you. Last one, what about The Police?
Which one? Outlandish to More?
It was Outlandish to More, right?
Yeah, that should be, because, I mean, you got a ton of hits off of that one. Yeah, that would have been a good one.
That one jumps to mind
well,
as
here
well.
was the other thing, though. I cancelled them from the Criterion. Stuart Copeland played with Curved Air, so it wasn't his first outing into music. And, not the other one, not Sting. Who's the other one? Who's the third one?
Stewart something.
No. Whatever.
I don't know.
But he'd done other stuff as well beforehand, so it wasn't like the first outing for them.
You are disqualified,
Yes.
sir. As far as Steve Rimmer's concerned.
Go and stand in the corner.
I just might.
God, I've got to look at that guy's
something.
name now.
Jeez. Call us up, 508-531-1303. Another big block of classic rock coming up. Gonna kick it off with CCR. Oh, Bad Moon Rising. You got SNS on BIM. Allman Brothers Band, 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. SNS radio show, Foo Fighters before that, Cream. Had a double shot of Robert Plant with Led Zeppelin first, and Robert Plant solo. Kicked everything off with CCR, Rob Hicks, Steve Rimmer. Hello.
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 Wonder what Creedence Clearwater's first album was.
Their first, oh, geez, why do I not know this? I think it was just called Creedence Clearwater Revival.
So too.
And that was a pretty good one also, if I remember correctly. It was Cosmos Factory was a really good album, and I believe that was their second one.
Yep.
And I think the first one was just self-titled. And that thing was great, too.
Yes.
But everything that CCR did was great until they got to the Mardi Gras album, which was basically John Fogerty's way of trying to prove to the rest of the band that he was the one that made them all famous, because they got to a point where there was a little bit of a power struggle going on in the band, understandably, because John Fogerty was a bit of a, how do I put this, he's a bit of an ego, and he basically had a reputation for making it well known that he was calling all the shots and everything. All the guys on the band kind of got sick of that, and they were sick of his attitude, and they were like, listen, we could be famous without you, we could go on and do this ourselves. So John Fogerty said, cool. He goes, why don't you guys each write a third of the album, and I'll write a third of the album, and then we'll all take credit for it. And the result was Mardi Gras, which is one of the worst records they ever put out. Yeah. So I think that kind of settled that argument. Yeah. It's just, do you know any of the, do you even know the names of any of the other guys on CCR? I don't.
Oh, Stu Cook. Well, I know.
Well, there he goes, proving me wrong.
I know the rhythm section just because I've seen Hot Tuna play. So,
right.
So it was. I can't remember the drummer's name. It was Stu Cook, and it's gone.
Yeah.
Last time I saw them play was 1976. So
So you saw them play last time before I was born, the year my parents were married.
Exactly.
Great.
Yes.
Call us up 508-531-1303. We're doing classic rock until 11 o'clock. We'll do anything you want. Like us on Facebook, Saturday Night Soundtrack. You can follow us on Twitter at SN Soundtrack. YouTube channels out there. Search for Saturday Night Soundtrack, filter for channels, or the first thing that comes up there, live stream. Live stream's a free app in the iTunes and Google Play stores, and download that. You can listen to us from anywhere, anytime we're playing here. And programming note is that we're not going to be here next week because next week's the Alumni Takeover Reunion. The last iteration of the schedule that I saw had everything full up until 9 o'clock on Saturday night. So
there you go.
It was a smart idea of mine to sort of sit that out.
Exactly.
Because I didn't want to get penned into that whole situation that I had that one year where it was basically like, oh, I'll close out the night. Chances are it'll only go to 8 o'clock anyway, and I'll do a 3-hour show. Great. And then that got pushed back to 9, and then it got pushed back to 10.
Oh, gosh.
And then I drove in here by myself to do a show from 10 to 11, and then I left. That was the worst decision possible, and I've decided not to do it that way going forward.
No, that's horrible.
It's not my deal. Not my deal.
Yes.
So, how's everything else going in your world, Steve?
Fine.
Anything exciting?
No, not really.
I have nothing exciting. I come to the show with nothing, and it's basically because my whole, and again, college kids out there, please be aware of the fact that your life's going to suck. As soon as you graduate and you become responsible for yourself, and you have to, fend for yourself and provide for yourself and all of that, your life becomes consumed with it. And basically all you do is work, go home, eat dinner, and go to bed. So if that sounds fun to you, great. If it doesn't, stay in college as long as freaking possible, because that's pretty much what you're facing when you get out.
It's the worst thing for me. We were talking earlier about writing a list of things we wanted to do on our week off.
Sure.
Mine is so lame. You wouldn't believe me.
Do you want to hit us with a couple of them?
Oh, like cleaning out my closet.
Great. That's actually on mine too, as a matter of fact. Yes. I have a closet that's full. There are some sneakers I know I have that are in the back of the closet. Sneakers that I've never worn, mind you. I bought them when Payless was closing.
Yeah.
This is riveting radio. I bought them when Payless was closing in the mall, and I was like, oh, great. I can get a bunch of stuff on clearance. So I went and got a couple of pairs of sneakers I've never worn. They're buried in the back somewhere. I can't find them until I start doing that. I got to clear out a bunch of, I have some old DVDs and Blu-rays I can get out of the closet. I'm thinking of maybe packaging them up in a nice little bundle that I can sell somewhere, get a little bit of money for them anyway, and then maybe get rid of the rest of them. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm thinking of getting an account so that I can sell things online.
Yeah,
You need something so that people can pay you the money.
You do, and I've done that before, and don't get me wrong, it's a good way to make a little bit of money on the side. The problem is with the type of stuff that I sell, where I sell like Blu-rays and DVDs and stuff, you don't get much for it. So it almost becomes more of a pain to have to go through the
Mine's-
effort of putting the thing together, the package, sending it, all for $2 or $3 that somebody's probably willing to pay for you.
See, what I'd be selling would be collectibles.
Yeah, see, that's different. Well, what I'm selling is just stuff I just need to get rid of
Yeah.
because I got new versions of them, and the old versions I just don't need anymore.
No, I found I had a graphic novel my mother had sent me by an English sci-fi, for want of a better word, author called Terry Pratchett.
Okay.
And
That name sounds familiar to me, actually.
yeah, he did the Discworld series.
Okay.
But it's signed by
That doesn't
him.
sound familiar to me, but go ahead.
The thing's signed by him.
Okay.
And in it, there's a bookmark from a bookstore in my hometown back in England. And on the back of the bookmark, there's a guy's name and address, and then there's a notation that says, "To Jeff, thanks for the witty comment, TP."
Oh, nice.
So he personalised the bookstore, the bookmark as well.
Oh, there you go.
That ended up in the charity shop in England. So the guy who owned it obviously died or something, and
Right.
whoever took care of his estate didn't know what the hell they had, because that would be worth something to collectors.
Yeah, that definitely would be.
Yep.
Yeah, if you're selling stuff that's worth it, I mean, that's one thing. Whereas I'm getting rid of stuff and it's going to be $2 or $3 a pop. Well, I'd rather take it to the mall, to the store that buys that stuff back, maybe.
Yeah.
And bring them a whole bunch of it, and maybe I get like $15, $20 or something.
And credit.
And that's on the high side. Those places will pay cash.
Yeah.
Like
They will. Okay.
Well, yeah, like Newberry Comics will pay cash. The only problem is with Newberry Comics is they pared down all of their videos, like their DVD and Blu-ray sections, so much that I don't know how much they're willing to buy back at this point. So I almost feel like it's a waste of time going to them. They got there's a store in the mall called, I think it's called CSX or something to that effect. They sell a whole bunch of used stuff too, and they're newer, and they have a lot more stuff on the shelves. So I almost am thinking now, this time I'm going to go to them first and see what they'll take, and then go over to Newberry Comics and see what they'll take, and then just go home with my tail between my legs with the rest of the stuff that nobody wants.
Cleaning my car. That was on the list.
That's not on my list. It should be,
I've
but
had
it's not.
I've had that damn thing for, 4 years now, maybe.
Yeah.
I've never cleaned it once.
Every once in a while, I'll go through the truck and do like a major cleaning, and then I think to myself, well, now I'm good for another 2 years. I don't need to do this again, thank God, because I hate it.
Yeah.
Because it's such a pain.
Yeah.
It's my vehicle. It gets me from point A to point B. There's a little bit of junk in it, so be it.
Oh, I don't have junk in mine. It's just that, the floor mats are dirty. I haven't actually dusted anything in 4 years. Now,
I got dog slobber on one window that's been on there for I don't know how long. I got dog slobber on my dashboard that's been there for I don't know how long.
Yeah.
It's just going to be there.
Yeah.
It's fine. It gives the truck, it's a 2005 Dodge. It gives it character. Because otherwise I just don't care. I just don't care. So, another block of classic rock. Call us up, 508-531-1303. Let us know what we can do for you. We got, what do we got coming up? We got Janis Joplin, we got the Police, Talking Heads, and a bunch of other stuff. You got SNS on BIM.
Bridgewater's Saturday Night Soundtrack with Rob Hicks is all request. Call 508-531-1303. The classic is our parts. What we rock is up to you.
At CLO at 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday Night Soundtrack, Bad Company. Before that, Talking Heads, Janis Joplin. And Police kicked us off. Rob Hicks, Jarrod Barbetta, Steve Rimmer.
nice. Oh, sorry.
No, you go. You go.
No, I was just going to say, nice choice with the Joplin.
Oh, yeah. I saw that one on my master list, and I was like, ooh. I don't know if we've ever even played that song.
No.
And that's a Janis Joplin song that I actually like. There are some.
I like a lot of her.
There are some that I can take or leave. Like, I can't stand her version of Summertime that she did with Big Brother.
Yep, I love it.
No, never liked that one. But there's other ones of hers that I like. And that one I like, and I feel like it doesn't get played all that often. So, boom.
Yeah.
There you go. The name of the track was Try. Just a little bit harder.
The live,
Just a little bit.
Have you ever, well, you must be familiar with the live version.
From Monterey? Or
no, from a double live album.
Oh, yes.
Great version on that. Great
Did she
version.
do that at Monterey too, or no?
I don't remember now.
Trying to remember because that was the performance
Yes,
that
she
people
did.
were like, oh,
That's the bit where she was
holy
tapping
crap.
her heel. Yeah.
Yes. So
yes.
that's what I was thinking of.
Yep.
Good.
Yep,
I've
it was.
partially vindicated myself. Call us up 508-531-1303. If you'd like to be a trailblazer and be the first person to do crap, there you go. There's something for you. There's a challenge. Throwdown. Like us on Facebook, Saturday Night Soundtrack. You can follow us on Twitter at SN Soundtrack.
Yep.
Twitter's dumb, but you can follow us there anyway if you want.
I don't like yellow.
Why? I mean, they had Evil Woman. They had Fire on High. They had Mr. Blue Sky. Mr. Blue Sky is a good one.
No,
You know?
I don't like any of it.
Yeah. Oh,
Any of it.
I'm shocked.
I was never a great fan. I must admit.
So you were a fan, though.
No.
Because you said you were never a great fan.
No,
I'd assume that
I could see Jeff Lynne's competence, but didn't really like what he came up with.
Yeah.
You liked Jeff Lynne more when he went over to the Traveling Wilburys.
Oh, I loved it.
I knew you loved that.
Yeah.
That was a career move that you got completely and solidly behind, sir.
Oh, yeah.
He had the T-shirts.
What's that?
He had the T-shirts.
No, I'm sure he did.
No, I liked
They should have had a T-shirt that said Traveling Wilburys Volume 2 and just blow everyone's minds.
Mm-hmm. I know.
I want that record. I see it on the shirt, ma'am. Doesn't exist. Doesn't exist. It's on the shirt.
I had so many arguments with people. Oh, no, I know it exists. And I was at the store over here, and they had it, but they were sold out. There's like one guy that had it. I'm like, no, there wasn't.
You didn't see it. It's a figment of your imagination. It does not exist.
It's the Mandela effect.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Which is a great effect.
Yeah.
You know, are you familiar with the Mandela?
No.
You can tell when Jarrod wants to tell us about something smart that he knows. And it's like, if I don't ask him, what's the Mandela effect? He's just going to keep prodding and being like,
yes, he is.
You know what I mean?
No, that's all right. I'll let you guys.
You know what it is? You know what it is?
Because I got a fuzzy stomach. I'll let you guys Google it on your own because I might vomit.
Please don't vomit on the air, sir.
That'll make good for radio.
No, it wouldn't. I don't.
I shouldn't even pretend. Shouldn't even pretend.
No, you should not. You're just.
I'm just poking the bear.
I'm just gonna say you're poking the bear.
Not even poking the bear, because like some bears might just be like little lethargic and
right.
Leave me alone.
Yeah.
No, but like you poke an alligator. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's like poking the alligator with a hot poker.
I mean, I got to be honest. I'm kind of nervous, and when you
might have to drive home.
When I started seeing the degree that you were at, I started getting nervous. And I'll be honest with you, and this is no offense to you, but I am the same way around that as you are.
Yeah.
And I would not even want to drive your vehicle with you next to me, knowing there's a potential that could happen.
Sweet.
So
you just want to get Sarah to drive you home?
I'm pretty much thinking that that's a possibility that I might just ask her to drive me home.
All right, you gonna just skip everything and just go right there?
Well, I don't know. You said you were going to wait until 9:30 and see how that was going. So at 9:30, I can make a decision at that point.
Cool.
Remind me, what were we talking about before you mentioned Mandela effect? I don't remember that.
It was the Mandela. Oh, Traveling Wilburys.
Yeah, Traveling Wilburys.
Oh,
and the fact that Volume 2 didn't exist.
Oh, okay. Now I got. Yeah, okay, I got it.
Oh, did you look it up? The
Yeah.
Mandela effect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yep.
I'm not going to look it up. I got a radio show to do.
No, you should look it up. You should have the intern look it up.
I'll look it up on my
And have
my
him
own
show
time.
it to you.
Here it is. Just please read it to me. I don't have time.
No, it's interesting. It's false memories, basically.
There you go.
Yeah.
So was it
by more than one person? So
A group of people.
a group of people that all have the same false memory.
A group of people that all have the same false memory
Okay.
of a situation that happened. Like everybody thinks that, like, oh no, Nelson Mandela never went to jail, or he went to jail and he never got out. That kind of thing. But like everybody swears, I remember the news articles. I remember this, that, the other thing. You know,
right?
and so they all attribute to him.
Considered Oscar Mayer, though. Don't understand that reference.
That's yeah.
I got to look at that one.
Nelson Mandela went to jail, right? And then he got out. Please tell me I'm correct.
The logo.
Please tell me I'm correct about this, because I thought I knew this, and now I'm doubting myself.
No, I'll let you ponder on that, because that's the part. That's the fun part.
God damn it! I'm positive he went to jail, and I'm positive he got out. But am I?
Oh,
My mind's blowing up.
You're making my stomach.
I'm sorry. You're on it.
I'm like shaking around a can of hot Denti Moore in there.
I got a text to send. I might just want to cut to the chase.
Yeah, I might be doing the same.
Because I don't. Only because I don't want her to like have to wait around and then.
No, yeah, that's why I said 9:30 instead of like
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
20 minutes. Jeez.
All right. So we'll check it. So tune back in around 9:35. I want to talk to Jarrod about whether he vomited or not, and then figure out who's taking me home. So do that.
Oh, can we play the Cars? That song, "Who's Gonna Drive You Home"?
Yeah, we should.
We should do that.
I should dedicate it to myself.
Yeah.
I'll dedicate it to me.
Who's gonna drive you home
I don't know.
tonight?
Steve's like, not me, sucker.
No.
I got to get back to Stoughton.
Oh man,
You suck. He'll peel out of the parking lot like he always does. Steve,
I like the fact that the second week in a row now that we park facing towards you.
I'm starting to like that direction.
Yeah, me too.
But like, yeah, seriously, you do like a barrel roll to get out of the parking lot.
holy crap.
Well, yeah, because I'm normally trying to get home and get some sleep before I have to get up for work in the
We're
morning.
making fun of the man, and then he's got to get up at 3:30 in the morning.
Exactly.
I got to get up early tomorrow too.
Whereas I'm like laying around in my bed. Are you even going to be able to do that, sir?
I don't know. We'll see.
I am concerned about you, even though I know I'm making this mostly about myself.
There you are.
And my transportation needs. I am still concerned
you can ride my
about.
trunk.
What?
You can ride my trunk.
No, I'm still concerned about you as a friend.
Couldn't get in my trunk.
I feel like if I ride in your trunk and you got to pull over, I'm still going to hear you rolfing, and I don't want to hear it. I don't want anything to do with it. That's the point.
I'll go deep in the woods and Ralph in there.
Gross. Hope everyone's having a late dinner and listening to SNS. So there you go.
Plenty more dinner. One of our listeners just opened up a can of Deadly Boy. Like, come on, dude.
It's the same guy we played Motorhead that
Yeah.
time. He's like, oh, these guys again.
Great.
Ah, damn them.
Nothing like hot Denty Moore coming up out of the mouth.
Is there problem? God. All right, let's do another block
here
of
we
classic
go.
rock. Here we go.
Oh.
508-531-1303. Kick it off with the song that is lending its name to the movie about Queen.
It's time to dust off some crusty, dirty old relics. Maybe they'll clean some of the records, too, while they're at it. Rob Hicks, Jarrod Barbetta, and Steve Rimmer. The Saturday night soundtrack on 91.5 WBIM.
Is this the real life?
Well, Stevie Nicks at 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. The SNS radio show is just unapologetically rocking out to that song because that's what it does to me. It puts me in a trance, and I just listen to those vocals, and holy God. That was kind of like it sort of ended up having a threefer of sort of power ballads by women. That's Stevie Nicks there, Pat Benatar. I don't know who Pete Benatar is. Pat Benatar before that, Heart, Nirvana, and kicked everything off with Queen. Rob Hicks, Jarrod Barbetta, Steve Rimmer.
Wasn't that Springsteen on like...
Yeah, that was Springsteen on 45, right?
So.
Yeah, he recorded Edge of 17, but it sounded more like, on the edge of 17.
We should just play that full.
Then they just
We should just play it full next
bumped
time.
that up, and it was great.
We never did the second side of that experiment.
Yes, we did.
Did we? Did we slow it down?
Yeah, we did.
Oh.
Remember we did it with Dreams, but it didn't come out as
Yes,
good as we
it
thought.
didn't, no.
But it was kind of like spooky and eerie, and it sounded like some artist that you guys were trying to think of, and you couldn't put your finger on.
No, we never did we?
It didn't work.
No.
So, but anyway, it was a good experiment, and we closed the loop on that one, as they say.
No, we should play that song slow. Listen.
Oh, Edge of 17?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that'd be great.
No, well, maybe next week,
Yeah.
or the week after, or the week after that.
It's not next week because we're not here.
Oh, yeah, we're not here next week.
Which just makes it twofold for this terrible sickness like that.
So, do we have a theme for the next full show? Or do we have a thing that we could be working on in the 2 weeks we've got between the two?
I guess we could. I didn't really think about it that much. I'm only the person who runs the program. I didn't really put much thought into doing a theme.
Great program.
I mean,
not a
I'll
theme.
figure it out as I go. How about that?
But he'll put a lot of thought into it if he's going to do a 6-hour show.
Yeah, if I'm going to do I always do a 6-hour show, sir.
Of
Tom Petty, yes,
Yeah.
I'm going to put a lot of thought into it. I don't want to hear about it again. How about you go vomit?
Don't keep him thinking about it. He's getting to feel a little better.
I was actually going to ask you. I was going to ask you if I should have someone pick me up.
Oh, it's okay. I can take you home.
He's okay. No, what I meant when I said theme, I don't mean a theme for the whole show. I mean a theme like we had tonight where we talked about debut albums.
Sure.
That type of
We'll
thing.
come up with something.
Well, we had one other thing that I wrote down on that little list, and that was classic artists or groups that people may have missed. And he has a lot.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, do you?
Budgie.
Budgie, Terry Reid,
Yep.
Cactus.
Cactus.
Oh, we've played Cactus on the show before.
my
Cactus
God.
is good.
Cactus is wonderful.
I don't even remember what song we played, but Cactus is pretty good.
So that would be another one to think about.
Cactus.
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 With the penis on the cover.
Huh.
On their first album. It's actually a cactus.
Yeah.
Cacti. Because there's like 3 of them, and it's just happened to be in the shape of a penis.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Interesting.
There you go.
That's how my stomach feels like a cactus on the inside.
Are you sure? Because she'll come and pick me
No,
up.
it's okay.
It's
Yeah.
fine.
I will do it.
He's only got an hour and 20 minutes. To go.
No, I understand that, but then I've got to drive home with him, and I don't want to be anywhere around that.
He's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
If you're good. The thing, and also, the thing is, I don't want to lose out on all the fun we have when we drive home. Because driving here and driving home is always fun.
Yeah, the existential conversations.
Right. And take our stop at Cumbies last week, for example.
Oh,
yes. So we get to Cumbies, and
now this is the same day that you had a Cumbies incident.
Very same.
Coming to the show. Okay.
Yes. So we get to Cumbies. This is you're talking. It's what 11:30 at night by this point, pretty much. That's the Cumbies on 3A, and we get there. There's a bunch of hooligans hanging around outside their car, and as we're on our way in, they say to Jarrod, and I don't remember. I was not really paying attention. So
I get out of the car, and there's like these hoodlums, right? And these youths.
Yes.
Youths.
And it wasn't even just two of them. It was like three, I think.
And then like one of them asks me to go buy him papers so he can roll a joint or something. And then I said to him, just out of like off the cuff.
I want papers, and I don't mean newspapers.
Yeah. I said off the cuff, I was like, I can't do that. And he goes, why not? And I said, because I'm a Christian.
I'm a Christian, he says.
So then he says, him and his buddy, like, he says, I'm a Jew. And his buddy says, yeah, I'm Muslim. What do you want? You know? I'm like, okay, that's not going to happen,
So
fellas.
we just went in the store.
We went in the store, and, like, we're shopping or whatever, and I see them outside, and they're still hanging out there. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
Jared's like, my car's going to get keyed. I guarantee it.
So then we leave, and then they get into their car, and they start heckling us. Like, calling us, like, sexually explicit names. And, like,
Didn't one of them tell one of us to suck on the other one's nipples?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Go suck that dude's nipples. Don't buy me papers.
Just because you wouldn't buy. Why wouldn't they go in and buy papers of their own?
Because they're probably too young.
Right. These kids are like 16, 17, most likely.
Oh, you can't even buy papers when you're that age? I didn't even know
Yeah,
that.
they probably just got their license.
Ah.
And, like, everybody else out there, they're being super dorks because, like, now it's, like, legal to smoke pot in here. But, like, there's still rules and regulations.
There's a lot of rules and regulations.
But they don't care.
It's not as cut and dried as it sounds.
Yeah, they're thinking, oh, yeah, I can walk down the joint smoking the fattest doobie kid. No.
No, you can't.
No, you can't.
No.
You can't do that.
No,
like,
calm down.
You want to grow it? Sure, whatever. But, like, you want to have a whole greenhouse full of it? No, you can't do that either. Stupid morons.
Yeah, most of all of this comes through next year anyway, doesn't it?
The stores are coming next year because they delayed it.
Yeah.
You know. But they're still, like, the kids were sitting there, like, heckling us, like, oh, you guys are a bunch of, you know.
Yeah, right. British word for cigarette.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Oh, you like sleeping with your boyfriend there, huh?
And then I thought sucking on the other ones. I don't know who he told. I don't know if he was telling me to suck on your nipples or you to suck on my nipples.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know
what it was.
I don't know which way it was going.
But I was walking away like a champion with the arms up and everything.
Right.
Like,
And I think you yelled back, mature.
Yeah.
And then we just
That's why I wanted to buy those things for you, because you're so mature, you more.
got in the car.
And the way they backed out,
oh, yeah, I know.
that was the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
The whole situation was weird.
It was bizarre. I just wanted to get home.
Look forward to you. Do you have to make a stop tonight or not?
Do we have to make a stop?
I don't think she's going to make you make a stop considering
I'm gonna vote.
everything.
What did you end up buying, and was it correct?
Oh, yeah, I did, and it was
Okay.
fine. Yes,
Okay.
I just bought ice cream.
All right.
Because anytime she says surprise me and I don't want a pretzel, like one of those big hot pretzels, it means she probably wants something dessert-like.
Yeah.
I can never go wrong with ice cream. And then I got her some of those little graham cracker cookies to go along with it.
There you go.
And the guy at Cumbies was all excited about it because he made an assumption that was not correct, but I didn't correct him. He's like, "Oh, I see what you're going to use the graham crackers as a spoon."
Yeah, that guy at that store is great.
That guy is fantastic. That guy is like employee of the year.
Yeah.
Probably every year.
He rides his bike in and out of there.
Does he really?
Yeah, he does.
I haven't paid that much attention.
I do. Because you know why? I care about people.
Now, this means your wife's awake when you get home?
She has been because she's been watching. Well, see, now she's not watching Game of Thrones anymore. She has been because she's been staying up to watch Game of Thrones.
Oh.
So I come home and she's basically just in the middle of wherever she's gotten to at that point. But she's not. She finished the whole thing because she didn't pace herself like I told her to. And so now she's and she's at that point now where she's in between because there's other shows that she wants to start watching, but I think she's not ready to jump into them yet. So I don't know if she's watching anything or not at this point.
So do you realize what we've got this weekend and next weekend?
So,
We've got an hour and a half finale of Fear this week. No, 2-hour finale of Fear this week. Next weekend, hour and a half startup of season 8.
yeah.
Yes.
I'm not excited about it this year.
I am.
You
Season
running out of
8.
gas?
I'm running out of gas on this
Good.
one.
After what happened at the end of the last one?
Yes, after what happened at the end of the last one.
Have you seen any of the teaser trailers yet?
No.
Oh, my God.
I actually have. I'll be totally honest. We're talking about Walking Dead, by the way, if anybody doesn't understand what we're talking about. I've actually completely left off on the entire thing.
Oh, no.
I haven't paid any attention. I haven't watched any teaser trailers because I don't know. I just wasn't real. I didn't feel warm and fuzzy about how the last season ended.
Well-
and I got to the point where I was like, you know what? I think when the new season starts, I'm going to let it DVR all the way through November, December, or whatever it was, and watch 5 or 6 at one time.
Oh, crap. And we're not going to be able to talk about it?
Well, I'm saying.
Ah. Jeez.
I'm not saying I'm definitely going to do that, Steve. I'm saying that was one of my thoughts.
No,
that was one of my ideas.
My thought about it, I was getting a bit peeved because Rick and his group were not the top dogs anymore.
Right.
They were getting beat up a bit, and I thought they were kind of wimping out a little bit. Well, it's coming back from what I've seen, so that's what's going to make me happy to watch the next season.
Effing better. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
I hate that show.
Effing better. We know you hate the show, sir, and I don't hate the show, but I've been mediocre and lukewarm on it for a while, and the end of the last season didn't do me any favors. That's all I'm saying.
I'm liking both of them right now.
The first season was about it. Or even like when
I liked
when
the
Frank
second one.
did-
I liked the first and second one.
when Frank Darabont left.
When Frank Darabont left, it started to decrease.
Here's
Not a question.
Here's the funny thing, too, right? Is that the creator of the show, Kurt, I can't remember his last name.
Robert Kirkman.
Yeah, Robert Kirkman. And Frank Darabont are now actively pursuing AMC for back payments because AMC has been failing to pay them. And you let that simmer for a second, you're thinking, so the creator of that whole situation, it hasn't been paid
Right.
by the people that he's been making billions of dollars for. Wonderful. You know what I mean? At that point, I'd say we're pulling the plug because I am the creator.
Well, what's AMC's side of the story?
They're like, oh, whoops.
Oh, they didn't come back with any kind of a.
No, it's kind of like
They didn't come up back with any kind of a legal or logistical. Well, we paid you this until this, and your contract says we pay you for blah 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 by blah blah blah.
No, as far as I've been following it, nothing like that. It's sort of like the same situation that's happening with Warner Brothers and the what the hell's the name of that movie? I can't think of the movie now. I had the example. This is what happens when I'm sick.
Just when he's sick.
So I have a TV thing like that.
What is it? Go ahead, because I'm gonna.
He's gonna putz this up. What?
I got it.
Go on.
I'm sorry. I
No,
got it.
continue.
The Conjuring, right?
Yes.
So they made that movie, and then years later, like they made $1 billion for that whole franchise. You know, the Annabelle and the Conjuring 2
Sure.
and all that junk, right? And then some guy out of that past came out and said, "You guys didn't properly do your research because I actually bought the rights from those people to tell these stories in movie form, and you people didn't do it." And the Warner Brothers is like, "You're right, we didn't do the legal work." And they're like, "Cool, you're gonna have to give me $500 million." And they're like, "Let's talk about that." You know,
We can discuss.
yeah,
we can discuss.
How about I give you $1 million?
My people call your people, and we'll make it happen.
What were you gonna say, Steve? Before
Yeah.
I rudely interrupted
No,
you?
sure. A British car show I've been watching for years called Wheeler Dealers.
Yeah.
And it was being shown on the Velocity channel. Well, they bought the show, basically. They basically bought the show and said that we're going to produce the show from now on. And one of the the presenters and mechanic, they were going to change the format so that his part wouldn't be as big. So he quit. He was out of it. So I said I'd never watch the show again. The new show with the new guy in it started last week.
Yeah.
You can't see any of the reruns of Wheeler Dealers anywhere now.
Really?
They took them all off. It's like if you want to watch Wheeler Dealers, you're only going to be able to watch what we want you to watch.
Velocity Channel is one of those channels I always skip right past when I'm flipping through channels anyway.
Oh no, that's probably my third best, most watched channel. I think. Love it.
I mean, don't go by me
No, I don't.
because I watch some wacky crap. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
So-
I just like car shows. So
well, there you go.
I always have done.
Yeah.
Yes.
Boom.
That looks weird.
Anton Chekhov.
Where's the pictures?
Right there. It's a little quote from Anton Chekhov. who's a great
okay, I got it.
novelist.
Awesome.
You know what the scary thing is
Yeah,
about
what's
this
that?
whole situation?
What?
Like I realized a couple of years ago, I really like Russian literature. Right? Russian literature is great. And then now we got this whole situation where Russia kind of like screwed our democracy. You know, speaking of that too, there's like a think tank of like the greatest American.
Are you rolling everything you've wanted to say for the entire program into one segment?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm word vomiting,
Yes.
if you will.
Can you wrap this up in 30 seconds?
Yeah, maybe if you weren't interrupting me.
I'm just saying.
So like they put the world's greatest political scientists in a room together. Like, what do you think about American democracy? And they're like, well, to be honest with you, sir, if this continues on for the next 20 to 30 years, there's not going to be an American democracy. Thank you. And then they leave. How about that? Nah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Bad news.
we're screwed anyway.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Completely screwed. Here's another block of classic rock for you.
Hey, you got to play that car song?
Well, no, not if you're going to actually drive me.
All right.
If we've decided on that, then
Yeah,
I
we
think
decided I'm going to drive you.
then I think I'm good.
I'm going to drive you like a golf ball.
I'm just doesn't sound right at all.
You drive those, right? You with the driver?
I suppose.
I'm going to drive
I
you
don't
like Miss Daisy.
I don't go. Steppenwolf,
You can just call me racist names.
Aerosmith, and the Stones are all up next. You got SNS and BIM.
Stay
Lorenzo's
connected
Oil.
with these guys. Like the Saturday Night Soundtrack on Facebook. Follow SN Soundtrack on Twitter. And subscribe to the Saturday Night Soundtrack channel on YouTube. Now you can get as much of Rob, Jarrod, and Steve as you want. Anytime, anywhere. And who doesn't want that? SNS on BIM.
Rolling Stones and 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday Night Soundtrack. Carole King was before that with Jazzman. That one was for Trevor. Aerosmith in there as well. Steppenwolf, Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer.
And here we are on 82.3, your favorite country station.
There we are.
Cat country.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
Man, I mind Trump, you know.
That's the only country you'll ever hear me actually enjoy. Yeah, it's pretty much that.
Waylon
that's it.
Jennings, though, I'm telling you.
It's just not my bag.
No.
It's not my
you
thing.
know, for a long time, country wasn't my bag. And then I came across Waylon Jennings.
I like Merle Haggard, too.
Merle Haggard, yeah. I mean, he's a little bit more folksy for me, but, like, when Shel Silverstein says, like, the greatest American poet is Waylon Jennings, you got to stop and listen to that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, that's something. But also, on the same side, Shel Silverstein was first published ever in Playboy.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, how about that? So you think about that the next time you read The Sidewalk Ends.
And you start saying how horrible a person you think Hugh Hefner was. Well, he gave Shel Silverstein a start.
Now,
For Christ's sakes,
what was
lighten
published
up.
in Playboy?
How's that?
What?
One of his short stories.
No, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
with the art. He had the art going on and all.
One of the writers that I always admired, Gene Shepard, was published in Playboy as well.
So
A
it was
lot of people.
Hunter S. used to do a
S.
regular
Yeah,
thing for
absolutely.
Playboy.
Steinbeck.
It doesn't matter if nobody was reading it; they were still there, and that's what counts.
I always thought they should have had like an omnibus of like the stories that Playboy had published. But anyway,
Yeah.
They get omnibuses of other things
yeah, they
that
do.
sold better.
I actually have one.
I think I did too, way back in the day.
I still have it. There was like an omnibus I got where it's like, you know, all the blondes and all the brunettes and all the redheads.
I had something similar, and
ridiculous.
then I met my wife, and we moved in together, and then I had to get rid of it, and that's it.
Yeah,
And
what a shame.
that's the story.
I mean, the female body is just great.
508-531-1303. I spent most of the show wondering if he was okay and wishing he would talk more, and now I don't. I'm regretting that already.
This could be just the calm before the storm.
I mean, I guess it could be, but now we're locked in now. You got to take me home, and holy God, I don't know what to do. If it's the calm before the storm, I'm not going to be pleased. Because I don't remember. I don't know why. Speaking of watching shows on Netflix and all that, Steve, do you have Netflix?
Yeah, do you?
I've had it for years.
Okay. So my wife and I just started.
I had it when it was actually the discs.
Yeah,
that they would
yeah,
send you
yeah,
in
Oh,
the
I had
mail.
the disc too. Yeah.
But anyway, go on.
Yeah. So my wife and I just started watching a show on there, and I'm trying to. So far, I find it funny, but I don't know how many. I'm not sure how many episodes there are, and I'm not sure how they're going to keep it going. It's called American Vandal,
Oh,
and
I haven't heard of that.
it's done in documentary style. It basically is done to look like a Making a Murderer type show, but it's a parody. because it's about somebody who like went into a parking lot of a high school and spray painted 27 phalluses on various cars throughout the parking lot.
Huh.
And the whole show is about they blame this one kid for doing it, but then there's all these like they try to present all these different cases for other people who might have done it, but it's all in it's a comedy, so it's all a parody fashion.
Tongue in cheek.
Correct.
Oh.
Yeah. So they're basically it's just like, well, who spray painted it? I don't know. Somebody must have spray painted it, and that's just basically what it is. And then they go off. They've got like the boards with like the string attached with like people's pictures and like theories and stuff. We've watched each episode is only a half hour, so we've watched 2 episodes so far. And it's pretty funny.
Okay.
If it's 8 or 10 episodes, I don't know necessarily how they're going to stretch it out that long. And if it's going to kind of peter out, no pun intended, about by the middle of the show or so. But so far, it's entertaining. So it's called American Vandal. If it's your cup of tea, then check it out.
You know what? I have all these wonderful things in my queue for Netflix, and I just never turn the damn thing on.
Well, you have all day tomorrow.
I know. All week I can watch Netflix. I can watch on demand.
Yeah.
Yep. Whilst I'm doing other things around the house.
I have to plug this because I've been going off about it forever.
Plug it
in. Super Dark Times.
Yeah.
Need to watch that.
That was a good trailer. You showed me that trailer on the way home last week, and I watched it. It was pretty good.
What's it called?
It's Super Dark Times.
Okay.
It's a movie, like an indie movie, I guess, that takes place in the 90s, which is kind of strange.
Any chance that Steve ever saw Mean Creek?
Nope.
No. Okay. No. And it's about these kids, like these kids in the 90s, and they're having a good old time, and then things kind of go south, and then like this event challenges the kids' friendship. That's the best way I can describe it without
giving anything away.
Without giving anything away, and it is intense.
I mean, I think the trailer that I watched even gave away more than I wished it to. Yeah. But it was still good, and it was still intriguing.
It's dense, and it's dark, and just I can't stop getting Sorry, I'm getting all scrambly here because it's so good. It's like probably the best movie I've seen all year.
Okay.
I haven't even seen Blade Runner yet. No. So there's that. But that whole film, and it came out on Apple TV and I think a couple of other streaming services, but it went out to a couple of thousand theaters out there in the world. But yeah, if you can get your hands on it, watch it, bro.
I mean, I probably
want to pay $5 on Amazon.
I have no desire to just pay extra on a service I'm already paying for. If it comes out in Redbox and I can pay $2 to rent it, I'm going to do that.
I told you,
but I'm not going to spend $5. I don't want you to give me $5. I don't need to spend $5 on something that I'm already. It kills me.
I'm going to give you $5 to see this because there's just no reason for you not to see it.
I mean, I will see it eventually. I'm not saying I'm not going to see it.
Talk about it at length. But we're going to see Blade Runner on Wednesday.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah, except for you.
Right. Well, I got to wait for my. I've already told you how the situation.
What time's the show?
I don't think you. What's that, sir?
I was asking him what time the showing is going to be.
Yeah, and where are you taking Steve to see this? Are you going up to like Connecticut or something this time?
No.
He searched that. No, but not going to do something stupid like that.
All right.
I learned my lesson last time I went out and I did something nice.
When we were all like, I would have just seen it across the street from my house. Would have been fine.
I would have watched it if it was like being projected on a homeless person's cardboard box through a sock.
That would have been cool. As long as it has decent sound, I would have been okay with that.
Pisser.
So anyway, but you're not going anywhere special for it.
No, we're going to go to Kingston most likely.
Okay.
And we're going to watch the hell out of that film.
All right. Well,
so I don't know. That means Tuesday I'm going to have to rewatch the final cut.
Right.
Which is fine by me, Or not even, because it's supposed to be 30 years before, in between,
right.
And
It looks glorious on the re-release that they put out. Holy God.
On the 4K?
Oh, my God, yeah.
I gotta get me a 4K TV. I saw one on sale for $400.
I made sure not to wear pants while I was watching it, just in case.
Oh, all right. I thought you were just in case the wife came home. That way it's ready.
Right. No.
But instead, the cat was just using it as a scratching post.
I become concerned about that at times. Gotta tell you. When you live with 5 cats, man, you got to be careful how many layers you're wearing in bed at what time. Because it could just, without warning, there could just be a problem that you don't want to be involved in.
I had a problem with mine.
Oh,
he's been cool.
Do you have to clip? Nobody gives a crap about this. Do you have to clip his claws?
If I do, I don't.
We do
already.
Yeah.
Our indoor cat, we do.
You know, I worry about it doing that, like, because, like, you know, you're going to be there, and his face and his other paws are going to be there.
Yeah, I mean, there's
You need somebody to hold.
yeah, there's definitely a system. It's a two-person process.
definitely.
My wife usually does the clipping while I hold the cat.
Yeah.
And on rare occasions, when we have ones like Bummus that you cannot hold her or else she is going to kill you, my wife holds her and then I clip the nails because she's better at it.
But then it's like moving around in the...
It's no, because when you get it in there, as long as you can keep them immobile from just like wiggling out of your arms and like slashing you, basically.
A big towel over them usually helps.
Yeah, exactly. You do a towel and then you just wrap them as tight as you can. My problem is I always lose my grip on them because they jump and I jump and then it's all over. So if you got one that's really like temperamental, you got to do that, and then the other person just clips.
I remember one time I gave Ray a bath.
Oh,
boy.
God.
Was that a mistake? That was because I think that was the first time he ever gotten a bath.
Was it an extreme circumstance? Because normally you don't need to give cats baths at all.
Yeah, I know it was because he was smelling pretty bad. You know, and like, you know, like a mattress out in the cold for 48 days. And
did you check yourself first and just make
I
sure
checked
that it
myself.
wasn't? Okay.
Yeah, I checked myself.
All right, good.
Like, all right, no, it wasn't me.
There you go.
Oh man,
Process of elimination.
I nearly lost an eye.
Yeah, it's no joke. That's why you just got to know their temperament before you go to do it.
Yeah.
You know, and then there you go. Well, this has been Cat Talk on SNS.
Cat Country.
You know, we don't have Car Squawk ready for you yet.
It's coming.
It's coming.
Probably after the break.
Most likely, yeah.
You know.
2018.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out for Car Squawk. What can I tell you? That's how it's going to go. We got to make sure that we have some lighter topics of conversation first, and then we'll work that out.
I think people like our, like the down, depressing conversations. You know, like, man, I just don't know if today's the day I'm going to end my life or not.
Phantom limb, and I just was like a what? Like a phantom limb. I'm telling you, it's terrible.
Yeah,
it's terrible. I go through life, and I just feel like
a phantom limb going on.
Hey, speaking of phantom limbs, we got Def Leppard on deck.
Oh, is it? Is that the one song I like?
It's Animal.
That is not the song.
All right. We're going to
I'm
play
looking
it.
for Good Morning Freedom.
We played that last week or the week before.
Yeah, we need to play it again. It's the only song that they did that.
I was going to say, we definitely didn't play it last week. Bah, ha, ha, ha. Call us up. Let us know if there's anything you want to hear in the last block. 508-531-1303. Def Leppard coming up. SNS BIM.
Saturday nights and classic rock. They just go together like bacon and hot fudge sundaes.
Whatever.
Just trust us on this, okay? Bacon and hot fudge sundaes. Yum. The Saturday night soundtrack with Rob Hicks on 91.5 WBIM.
91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday night soundtrack, wrapping it up for another week. Rob Hicks, Jarrod Barbetta, Steve Rimmer.
Wrapping it up for another 2 weeks.
Another 2 weeks. Yeah, we're not going to be on next week. So for all those people who didn't call us tonight, well, you've squandered your opportunity to speak to the greatest show here at WBIM, because we ain't going to be here next week. Next week's the Alumni Takeover Reunion, so you're going to hear a whole bunch of other alums coming in here and doing shifts, which is great for them, but it's not going to be as good. So there you go.
It won't be.
What do you want with that? So that's how it goes. So as we close out here, sir, are you going to be good?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Good.
Yeah. Good as a schoolgirl.
I don't want that. I don't want that in the car. No, I just want to.
No, you shouldn't want a schoolgirl in the car. I mean, you'd be in trouble.
I just want a regular ride home, sir. And then we can discuss existential topics or whatever else we normally do.
Yeah.
So that'll be great. It'll be a great time.
Good time.
How long of a ride is it for you guys?
45 minutes.
It's not 45 minutes. It's a half hour tops.
Half hour, okay.
And a half hour is usually even including a stop in between, which we don't have to do tonight.
Well,
so.
I'm including my whole commute home.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, for you. I don't care. For me.
Yeah, you don't
I
care.
only care about myself.
Yeah, I know you do. You
horseshoe. I only care about myself.
You ham hock.
And on the way home, are you going to vomit because I can't deal with it? Sir, are you going to pick me up? My ride home is only a half hour. F. Jarrod after he drops me off. I don't know what happens to him. And then I usually don't talk to him for 3 days.
Yeah.
Beyond that point.
Yeah, that's about how it goes.
It's usually the deal. So it's been fun. And
It's been real, but it hasn't been real fun.
You say that all the time, and it's always real fun, sir. We're going to be walking out into 62-degree weather. I don't know if it's raining or not. Didn't really look at that part. I really only research temperature because all I really care about is if I'm going to be walking out into, I don't know what I'm going to be walking out into, and I don't want it to be hot, humid stupidness. So if I can avoid hot, humid stupidness, I'm on top of the world as far as that goes.
Yeah, I think you're okay there. I don't think it's going to be hot and stupid.
That's good. Is it going to be rainy, though?
Well, I'm looking.
How long does it take to look?
Pretty
Right
long.
now.
Because she has to look with both eyes. So one eye has to look,
I see.
and then the
I
other eye
gotcha.
has to confirm that information.
If we were a real radio station, we'd actually know the weather.
Yeah,
So,
thank you.
you know what I mean?
According to this, it's 60 degrees, and it doesn't look... I mean, is that a symbol for rain? What the hell is that?
I don't know, because you're...
It's just a cloud.
What are you? Are you on Google?
No.
All right.
So, no, it's not raining.
All right, good.
I look too intense. That's my problem. You know?
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Are you
And then I was like,
are you frightening people, sir?
yeah, I frighten people.
That's really all
with
I
my look. I
You
look
just-
frightening.
Do you make hand gestures along with the look? Are you like with the eyes and the two fingers?
No,
And,
I don't do that. I'm
No.
just like,
I suppose that's intimidating enough.
all right, see you guys later.
All right, we'll see you. We'll leave you with Black Betty. This is Ram Jam 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. You get SNS on BIM. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.